my friend. How nice, come on in. It's so good to see you again. We got stories to share. I'm virtually there. It's showtime, my friend. It's showtime, my friend, with a tear or a grin. We're chomping the bit to begin. Wear sweatpants or slacks, let's break out the snacks. It's showtime, my friend. Now if you have to go, I want you to know it's easy to sign right back in. The connection too slow? I hope you don't miss the show, because it's showtime, my friend. Woo! It's time to prepare for our online affair. I do hope you'll stay till the end. Well, I've tuned up my axe. Sit back and relax. No matter how your day has been, we'll make you smile, make it all worth your while. It's showtime, it's starting right now. It's showtime, my friend. And it's showtime. I don't see that anybody has signed on. Now, that doesn't mean that nobody's here. It just means that nobody has put anything in the chat so far. That's all. So let's move on here. This is going to be a country show, and I'm going to do things from old country through new country. Now, this next one is a song called Ride of Your Life. And I don't know if it's new country or old country, because I got the song back in the 1990s. Oh, my gosh. More than 25 years ago. I think it's a great song. I think it still is. I don't think anybody, maybe some people put it on their album, but I do not think it was a hit by anybody. Anyway, so called Ride of Your Life. Now, part of the story with this is I recorded this with people in Nashville. I went to Nashville for over a period of 6 months, maybe a year, seeing if I could get things going. This is back in the 90s. And found songs by other songwriters, and then went to a place called Direct Image Studio, which is run by a guy named Kenny Royster, and he is still running that studio, and it is very busy now. He's had some hit people come out of there, and rightfully so. He did a terrific job on everything that we did. I don't know, I think we did maybe 5 or 6 songs is all, but his musicians were extraordinary, terrific. There's the funny thing about studio musicians is that there's this pinnacle of studio musicians. They're the guys they're the first call. Now, that doesn't mean that the other people aren't good. It just means they aren't as well known. They might be terrific, but these other folks have always been there, or they've always often worked with a particular artist or a particular studio or a particular producer, any combination of those things, and they get well known from that, and so consequently they become the guy of choice, the first choice. But occasionally somebody can't make it. They get sick, come down with COVID or something. They're not available for a couple of weeks. Well, we got to get somebody else in there. So then they go to their second string people. Maybe they don't know them as well, but hey, a second stringer might come in there and do real fine. And pretty soon they're the favored person. Well, they also have third string people. And the guys that I was working with are what you would call third string, but man, they were terrific. So anyway, here's the first one. This is the first one from that time period. But I'm going to jump around here, though. This one's called Ride of Your Life. Here we go. Tommy Baker lets you ride upon his handlebars. You said it really was something, but you didn't get far. Just around the block, back again. Well, if you were mine, it would never end, 'cause I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Now you were sweet 16, and girl, you just couldn't wait for your daddy to let you on your first date. You went cruising Maine, up and down, but you never got further than the edge of town. Oh, well, I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Now we can take it slow or we can go real fast. Either way, I'm gonna make it last, 'cause I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Oh, play it now. Now you just can't wait for that carnival to come to town. Get on that big Ferris wheel, go round and round. When your tickets are gone, the ride'll be over, but I'll still be here when we grow older. Well, I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Now we can take it slow or we can go real fast. Either way, I'm gonna make it last. Well, I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Girl, I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Now your daddy used to ride you on his knee. Well, that was then, but this is me. Well, I wanna take you for the ride of your life. I said I wanna take you for the ride of your life. I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Hey, I said I wanna take you for the ride of your life. Very clever song. Nice, isn't it? Isn't that a good song? Story, little storytelling thing there. Well, let's see. I have a bunch of cool things here. Ooh, one of them I did not rehearse. I ran through quite a few of these. This one is called "They're Making Tracks of Their Own," and this was written by a friend of mine called called Sydney Ames. And she was also, as a songwriter, she also wrote with other people. And I think this was kind of written by two people, the two of them. And I want to call attention to this. This is called "They're Making Tracks of Their Own." And when we listen to it, it's going to sound a little funny if you're a country music follower, because a lot of the people they're talking about, they were current in the 1990s, but now, you know, yeah, not even. In fact, one of them we talk about Randy Travis. Well, actually, there was also Travis Tritt also, but Randy Travis had a stroke and he can't even sing anymore. And we did a program here a while back and showed that they're using artificial intelligence to recreate his voice so that he still is able to make records. Isn't that the most amazing thing? Technology, huh? Well, that also brings me to you guys. So anyway, you will notice that this song is a little bit out of date. At some point, it would be probably easy to, rename some of these folks. Put new names in here, I guess I'd say. So here it is. It's called "They're Making Tracks of Their Own." I know there's a little spoken introduction here that goes over these. So I'm going to start this over and see if I can get that part in there. You kind of got to talk fast here, though. Here we go. The country we love keeps on changing, and another generation of radio's heroes is touching the hearts of America. Maybe it was Memphis or the opening act that that opened up our country's state of mind. But there's a country club down in Nashville now, where Travis, Pam, and Mary's got it figured out. They're making tracks of their own, straight to me and you. Tracks of their own, paying their dues. They're not trying to fill anyone's shoes. Like the legends we have known, they're on the road, making tracks of their own. Now Garth got us together when he gave us the dance. Doug and Kathy know how to heal hurting hearts when we're scooting boots and having fun. Tanya Kicks and Ronnie show us how it's done. They're making tracks of their own, straight to me and you. Tracks of their own, paying their dues. They're not trying to fill anyone's shoes. Like the legends we have known, they're on the road, making tracks of their own. Our Collins in Kentucky, Patty's playing L.A., and George will have them dancing out in Denver tonight. We all know when love starts to hurt, Trisha, Vince, and Alan say just the right words. And the world didn't stop for Reba's broken heart. With a tear in her voice, she found life out there. And when times were tough and courage wasn't enough, Winona and Naomi built a bridge of love. They're making tracks of their own, straight to me and you. Tracks of their own, paying their dues. They're not trying to fill anyone's shoes. Like the legend we have known, they're on the road. Tracks of their own to me and you. Tracks of their own, paying their dues. They're not trying to fill anyone's shoes. Like the legends we have known, they're on the road, making tracks of their own. Tracks of their own. Tracks of their own. Tracks of their own. Yeah. Tracks of their own. Tracks of their own. Definitely those characters, Colin, and then Patty and George. Oh my gosh, yep. A lot of those folks. There's now George Strait is still out there playing. I think all of them are still playing. All right, let's see. Let's move on here. I'm jumping around a little bit. I want to do one here that goes back. I think I did this one fairly recently. Ooh, I wonder if I have the right beat on here, too. I don't think this will work on my machine here. Yeah, it's a little slow, but I might. Oh, this is appropriate for this song. Chris Christopherson wrote it. It's called Help Me Make It Through the Night. Brilliant song. The lyrics are so clear, so crisp, and so tight. And you look at it and you go, there's nothing to that. Just take your ribbons from your hair. What's so big deal with that? Well... just try to write something like that. Just try. And then follow it with line after line of just the most crisp lyrics. Whew, very good job, Chris. And about the time he wrote this, he was thinking, man, I'm all washed up. I don't have any ideas anymore. Yeah, well, that moved on. So here we go. Let's lay it out here. Get the drum machine up here a little bit. Take the ribbons from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall, lying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm asking is your time. Help me make it through the night. Now I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. 'Cause Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. Bum 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 ba da da. Dee da 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 da. Dee da 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 da. Dee da 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 da. Now I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. 'Cause Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. Yes, it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. You know, let me do something here. I'm going to play a song that I called Half the World is Making Love Tonight. And I don't just try to catch it. I have like I have 3 verses. Not too far different from that, but I have a lot more words in this song. And I still don't think it's as clear as Chris's. I got a nice little background for this, so I played this not too many weeks ago. This is the original version, the country version of Half the World is Making Love Tonight. It used to be called Bob and Sarah, but then I got some advice from other songwriters and said, make it more generic. Don't use anybody's name. So here we go. The two of us were lying there, clinging to each other, trying not to think about what we were really there for. She was missing her old love, and I missed my lady. And our old lovers both loved someone else. Half the world is making love tonight, and half of them are faking love with someone who's not right. Yes, I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still, 'cause our old lovers both love someone else. Now she told me my man was cold. I never liked his kisses. And I told her, I don't recall what color my lady's hair is. We both lied while lying there, staring at the ceiling. And our old lovers both love someone else. Half the world is making love someone who's not right. Yeah, I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still. 'Cause our old lovers both love someone else. Now she got up to leave, so I asked her for her number. And she said, "Hey, don't lead me on." And I said, "Well, I'm not trying to." She smiled. "Say, let's keep in touch." And I said, "Yeah, why don't we? Because our old lovers both love someone else." Now half the world is making love tonight, and half of them are faking love with someone who's not right. And that I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still. 'Cause our old lovers both love someone else. 'Cause our old lovers both love someone else. Yeah, it's a nice song. It's just not as good as Chris Christopherson's. That guy had it coming out of the gate. He just had that way with words. That's all there is to it. Now, this is a clever song. I don't know who the author is, and it wasn't a hit, so that makes it even tougher to find out. It's called Off the Wall, and very clever. You know, I'm going to review some of the lyrics as we come back. Anyway, here it is, and this guy has been kind of a bad boy, and now he's going to pay for it. Here we go. I'm going to try to start that over. Sounds the same. I'm off the wall. No more hanging around. She pulled every last photograph picture of me that she had down. It's too late to patch things up by the looks of it all. She ain't putting me on this time, 'cause I'm off the wall. Now I should have been listening when she was telling me, boy, if you keep running around, you'll be history. When I got home, everything I owned was stacked up by the door. Her favorite 8x10 of me shattered on the floor. Well, I'm off the wall. No more hanging around. She pulled every last photograph picture of me that she had down. Well, it's too late to patch things up by the looks of it all. She ain't putting me on this time, 'cause I'm off the wall. She had me framed in every room, a gallery of art. I was sure I had that girl wrapped around my heart. And now it's clear I'm out of here. She didn't even try to be discreet. Took me down and pulled me out, threw me in the street. I'm off the wall. No more hanging around. She pulled every last photograph picture of me that she had down. It's too late to patch things up by the looks of it all. She ain't putting me on this time, 'cause I'm off the wall. She ain't putting me on this time. I'm off the wall. I'm telling you, I just like that. No more. I'm off the. No more hanging around. That means you're not going to be hanging on the wall, but you're also not going to be hanging around her anymore. And wow, it's too late to patch things up. By the look of it all, she ain't putting me on. Not putting me on. I'm off the wall. Well, the only thing that's funny about that, when you're off the wall, you're acting kind of crazy. You're just being, and well, maybe that's what he was doing. That's why she kicked him out. Let's see. Once you say everything was stacked up by the door, a favorite 8x10 shattered on the floor. I was sure I had that girl wrapped around my heart. Now it's clear I'm out of here. She didn't try to be discreet. She took me down, put me out, and threw me on the street. Very good, very good. Good work. Oh, this is written by Gary Burr and Will Robinson. And I don't think it's the guy who was the tap dance king. The guy that yeah. Anyway, okay, let's move on here. This next one is another cheating song. Let's look at it that way. It's called World of Hurt. And the arrangement that I have on here, this is just something I threw together with some MIDI stuff on my computer and whatnot. So I'm not real pleased with the recording here. And I didn't have time to run through this one before we got started. So I hope it comes out okay. Well, let's give it a try. Go to hell, she said, with tears in her eyes, and she slammed the door on one of my lies. She drove away, she ain't coming back. I'm staring out the window, facing the fact I'm in a world of hurt, a state of pain, in a house full of empty, on a street filled with rain. Rather be under 6 cold feet of dirt than try to live without her in a world of hurt. I ran the streets while she walked the floor, and each step I took got her closer to the door. Now I'm the one who stares at the clock, and I'm wondering what time this old heartache's gonna stop. In a world of hurt, in a state of pain, and a house full of empty, on a street filled with rain. And I'd rather be under 6 cold feet of dirt than try to live without her in a world of hurt. I just can't live without her in a world of hurt. Yeah, boy, there's so many hurting, cheating songs. Oh my gosh. How about, well, let's take a look at this one here called This Heart Runs on 18 Wheels. And a truck driver, he's got troubles at home. We've got a lot of troubles in some of these songs. Here it is, This Heart Runs on 18 Wheels. I'll start it over. That's the lick. I want to hear that little lick. She tried to turn me off of the highway to steer me to the life she had all planned. But I couldn't be a 9-to-5er. All she wanted was a Sunday driver, and nothing I could say would ever make her understand. Oh, this heart runs on 18 wheels. The sound of the highway is music to my soul. Yeah, this heart runs on 18 wheels, and I gotta keep her rolling with the rhythm of the road. She told me she would keep the porch light burning, but these headlights are the only light I need. Doesn't matter how hard I tried, all our kisses led to goodbye. The freedom of the road is the only kind of life for me. Yeah, this heart runs on 18 wheels. The sound of the highway is music to my soul. This heart runs on 18 wheels, and I gotta keep her rolling with the rhythm of the road. Now it's not the first time she's watched me drive away, and she won't be the last time she wished that I could stay. This time I'm on 18 wheels. The sound of the highway is music to my soul. Yeah, this heart runs on 18 wheels, and I gotta keep it rolling with the rhythm of the road. Yes, I gotta keep it rolling with the rhythm of the road. I want to point out something there. Remember, I talked earlier about Kenny Royster and Direct Image Studio. Kenny recorded the background vocal on this, and I want to say something about somebody like Kenny. I don't know if he's maintained this thing. I know he's so busy now, but he put the background track on there on his own time. After we finished up one night, he went, I want to do that harmony. Just open up a track on the recorder and put down his voice and recorded it until he was happy with it. And he never charged me a dime for it. He did that on numerous of the songs that I recorded with him way back in the 1990s. Very impressed with the guy. And more so now than at the time. At the time, I thought, well, people just do that. No. Really, really nice work from him. Let's see, making tracks. I'm going to look down and see what else we have. Oh, this is a sweet song called Slow Healing Heart. I say sweet song. Yeah, it's sweet. The only thing is I wasn't real impressed with the guy who wrote it because he kind of said he used this to get girls. And I thought, oh, man, come on, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever done that. This doesn't seem my way. That's why, and certainly if you did that, you wouldn't talk about it. It's embarrassing to say, I use people. Come on. So anyway, here it is. Slow Healing Heart. No matter where it came from, it's a great song. Here we go. Oh, click that button again. Yeah. You're a good-looking woman, that's so plain to see. And where this is going ain't no mystery. I could say that I'm not lonely, but girl, that just ain't so. So before we go any further, there's something that you should know. Now I've got a slow healing heart. It's been taking its time since she tore it apart. I guess the harder you fall, the deeper the scar. I've got a slow healing heart. How I can't imagine letting someone like you slip away. So please don't misunderstand what I'm trying to say. It's not that I don't want you, girl, I'm hungry for your touch. Time is a true healer, I just haven't had enough. I've got a slow healing heart. It's been taking its time since she tore it apart. I guess the harder you fall, the deeper the scar. I've got a slow healing heart. I guess the harder you fall, the deeper the scar. I've got a slow healing heart. Yeah, I've got a slow healing heart. Got a slow healing heart. Got a slow healing heart. What can you say? It's a really cool song. I love the melody, everything about it. It's great. I hope one day to do an entire country album and be able to put some of these songs on here. Listen to this one. It's another breaking up song, but this guy wasn't bad. Well, we don't know if he was bad. He doesn't explain anything about that. This is called How Did You Do It? Or Just Like That. Here we go. He looked me in the eye and said, it's been fun. I loaded your old suitcase and drove into the sun. You made it look easy, not one tear, and I still ain't figured out what's going on here. Tell me, how did you do it? Walk off, never look back. I said, tell me, how did you do it? Stop loving me just like that. Found someone new in record time. I'm still going out of my mind. Yeah, I want to be like you and start again. I just can't figure out where to begin. Tell me, how did you do it? Walk off, never look back. Tell me, how did you do it? Stop loving me just like that. So I said, how, tell me, how did you do it? Stop loving me just like that. Oh, let's take a look going farther back again. We were looking at Help Me Make It Through the Night, written, oh my gosh, in the 1960s by Chris Christopherson. Here's one called By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Glen Campbell made it popular, written by Jimmy Webb. And I actually have a track. I don't like the track for this very much, but I sure do like the song. By the way, I don't know that I think I told it on the show before. This is written for Paul Peterson, who played Jeff Stone on the Donna Reed show. For anybody who is probably 70 years old or older who would remember that. And it was written for him, presented to him, and he came back saying, I hate this song. I don't want to do it. Well, that was a mistake. So then it moved on and it got presented to Johnny Rivers. And Johnny Rivers recorded it even, but his version didn't take off for whatever reason. So he reached out to Glen Campbell, who was a studio musician at the time, who had one album out, but it didn't do very well. And so Johnny said, hey, Glen, I've got a song I think you'd like. It's called By the Time I Get to Phoenix. And Glen listened to it and he went, yeah, but why would you give me a hit song? And he said, well, as of now, it's not a hit, by me anyway. But besides that, you can only have one number one song at a time. Well, I'd like to say this about that. You know, you can actually have only one number one song at a time, but you can also have a song, you can have two songs on the charts that change places between number one and number two. And if I had something like that, I'd be thrilled. Let them, Anyway, so basically what we're saying here is that Johnny Rivers was being very, very gracious and generous to give a song, kind of quit promoting his version of the song and give it to Glen Campbell, and this made Glen's career take off like wild. Here we go, By the Time I Get to Phoenix. By the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. She'll find the note I left hanging on her door. And she'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving. 'Cause I've left that girl so many times before. By the time I make Albuquerque, she'll be working. She'll probably stop at lunch, give me a call. But she'll just hear that phone keep on ringing off the wall. That's all. By the time I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. She'll turn softly and call my name out low. And she'll cry to think I really leave her. Though time and time I tried to tell her so. She just didn't know I would really go. I'd go. I'm gone. She didn't know. Well, it's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I'm going to leave. Yeah, I'm going to leave you. Well, and then you leave and you come back and you leave and then you come back and you kind of go, at some point you kind of go, hey, this guy's, he's going to stay around. And then he doesn't. By the way, interesting thing, somebody pointed out to Jimmy Webb that you cannot make that trip driving at normal speed limits. Phoenix to Albuquerque and on to Oklahoma cannot make it in the time from, well, basically from the time that she wakes up and finds a note hanging on the door through lunch and then when she goes to bed. That's not even like a 12-hour period here, unless he left really, 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 really early in the morning, like after midnight, possibly. Even then, not so sure. All right, let's take a look at what else we have here. I noticed I picked a lot of slow darn songs here. I like this one. This is one I wrote with Dewey Longowski, and Dewey is a terrific, terrific songwriter, and we got to get. I don't even remember how it started right now. But here it is. It's called Best Worst Night. It's kind of hard to say best worst night. Well, here we go. It was gonna be the world's most perfect first date, till we blew a tire on a gravel road in my old Chevrolet. There was no spare in the trunk. Then I remembered under all that junk was a mason jar just begging to be drunk. So we drank a toast to bad luck. It was a best worst night, stranded on that country road, talking, laughing, singing and dancing to the songs on the radio. I know it didn't go as planned. We thank our lucky stars for that, along with the moon and the shine. It was the best worst night of our lives. Crowds rolled in, the rain poured down. By then we didn't care. There was no stopping our boots stomping, the mud flying everywhere. When the tow truck finally arrived, the driver shook his head and sighed. This has gotta be the worst night of your lives. Uh-oh. That good old boy was only half right. It was the best worst night. Stranded on that country road, talking, laughing, singing and dancing to the songs on the radio. No, it didn't go as planned. Thank our lucky stars for that, along with the moon and the shine. Was the best worst night of our lives. Now every year we drive on back with a mason jar to celebrate that flat. It was the best worst night, stranded on that country road, talking, laughing, singing and dancing to the songs on the radio. No, it didn't go as planned. Thank our lucky stars for that, along with the moon and the shine. It was the best worst night of our lives. The best, worst night of our lives. Now, I would say that's a pretty clever song, but I would attribute most of it to Dewey Langowski for his contribution. What a songwriter, and what a pleasure to be able to write with somebody like that. Oh, man. Here we go. Let's see. Let me look on down here. I have not a lot of time left. I want to see what else is here that we might have a little fun with. Well, I want to do this one mostly because I want to tell the story about it here. Oh, the words are all gone on the screen that I have here. I wonder if I can change it out here. Let me try that, and then I'll tell the story. Let's just go on back to the normal stage screen here. Guess I got to go slow. Come on. Oh, here we go. Up, 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 up. Up the screen. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I've got the right screen. There we go. The story of this song is called Wolverton Mountain. And it was written by Merle Kilgore. And one of his other famous songs was called Burning Ring of Fire, which he wrote with June Carter Cash. And Merle wrote this song as a joke to his uncle, who's named Clifton Clowers. And he knew that Clifton had a daughter, a teenage daughter, and he's thinking, oh, Clifton, all the boys are going to be trying to get, boys are going to be trying to get with your daughter. And so he wrote it to tease him, Well, he took the song and played it to Clifton, and Clifton listened. And he said, Merle, I don't think that's just a joke. He said, I think that other people ought to be recording that song. You ought to get over to Nashville and show it to them. Well, he went there and nothing happened. He tried to present it to a bunch of publishers and nobody wanted the song. And so he put it in a drawer and forgot all about it for a while. And then a fellow by the name of Tillman Franks was doing an album with Claude King. And Frank said, hey, Merle, folk music is really big now. You got something maybe with a mountain in it? And Merle says, have I got a mountain song? Yeah. So he reached into that drawer and they recorded the song. It's been recorded by dozens of singers, reached number 1, number 3, number 6 on the various Billboard charts. It was turned down by all those publishers and all those other people. Say, oh, that song, we don't care for that. They don't know what they're talking about. This song is... The song, well, it's okay. It doesn't, I have to admit, if it were presented to me, I probably wouldn't have done it, But I got somebody requested that I do the song, and so here it is. It's called Wolverton Mountain. They say don't go on Wolverton Mountain if you're looking for a wife. 'Cause Clifton Clowers has a pretty young daughter, and he's mighty handy with a gun and a knife. Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Clowers if a stranger should wander there. All of my dreams are on Wolverton Mountain. I want his daughter for my wife. I'll take my chances and climb that mountain, though Clifton Clowers may take my life. Her lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Clowers if a stranger should wander there. I'm going up on Wolverton Mountain. It's too lonesome down here below. It just ain't right to hide his daughter from this man who loves her so. Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Clowers if a stranger should wander there. And I don't care about Clifton Clowers. I'm gonna climb up on that mountain. I'm gonna take the girl I love. I don't care about Clifton Clowers. I'm gonna climb up on that mountain, and I will get the one I love. But I don't care about Clifton Clowers. I'm gonna take the girl I love. Now, there is one thing. It would be interesting to find out what happened in this situation. Were there shotguns involved? Was it just to make sure the two of them absolutely get together, or to keep him out of there? Never hear the rest of that story. Well, let's see. I think I have one more that I can do for you. Ooh, and I lost the screen that I had. I don't suppose it matters too much. Let me get over there just in case, though. All righty, and I want to finish up with a really cool song called Love's Last Stand. It's about a couple who were right on the verge. Here it is. I better get to it because our time is about up. Here we go. Back to back again in a king-size bed. No words are spoken, there's trouble ahead. With 10 years of reasons to keep love alive. Who's gonna make a move, and will love survive? Now she's done her part to make them a home. At times she thinks it's his fault. She feels so alone. But he's worked so hard to give her all that he can. Neither one looks back. This is love's last stand. 'Cause there's nobody out there riding to their rescue. No last minute hero coming over the hill. No soldiers in blue, only love can pull them through. It's just a woman and a man making love's last stand. With time running out and tears being shed, one of them reaches from the other side of the bed. One gentle touch from one loving hand can make all the difference when it's love's last stand. 'Cause there's nobody out there riding to the rescue. No last minute hero coming over the hill. No soldiers in blue, only love can pull them through. It's just a woman and a man making love's last stand. Oh, nobody out there riding to the rescue. No last minute hero coming over the hill. No soldiers in blue, only love can pull them through. It's just a woman and a man making love's last stand. Oh, it's a woman and a man making love's last stand. Well, all right, my time is up, and I thank everybody who was able to be here tonight. I didn't see too many names show up in the chat, or I actually saw none of them. I wonder if I wonder if I goofed up and sent everybody the wrong link and sent you to a previous Monday night's recording. But this one will be here. So if anybody is here for anybody to find, I thought it went pretty darn good. So I hope somebody does come back and catch it later. Thanks, everybody. I will be signing off. Oh, wait a minute. To sign off properly, I should sign off with my little TV segment music here. Wrote this for a TV show. Most of you know that already. Chris Gregory is the son of John Gregory, a fellow that I've talked about on my previous shows. And Chris was a performer on Broadway. And after an injury, he moved to Hollywood and became a producer and a voice talent. He has a huge, deep voice. He does announcing for World Wrestling and all that kind of stuff. But this was for a TV show. He was pitching to a network about skiing and ski resorts. And my job was to compose what they call incidental music. It's just music that you hear as they're moving from one scene to the next. It's not to pull attention to itself, just supposed to be kind of generic stuff. So anyway, that's it, and I will see everybody here next week. And let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm starting to feel just a little faint. Yuck, 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 yuck. Beep, 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 beep.